It's week 9 of the 2024 season, where representatives from the AFC and NFC will square off. It's the Jaguars and the Eagles under the lights on Sunday night.
Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Eagles led out by their quarterback, and he is the leader of this offense. Jalen Hurts has that calm demeanor about him, can make the big plays as well. Greg, here he is already in his 5th year in the NFL.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the number one goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all of those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Hurts going to hold on to this one. And he's going to be brought down behind the line. This defense fired up to start the game. It'll bring up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Duvernay to return. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Jacksonville comes out with a former number 1 overall pick. Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, 6'6", tall and talented. Greg, hard to believe already this season 4 for Lawrence after his days at Clemson.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even keel. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality as the rest of the year unfolds? And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
Lawrence. On the draw, it's Etienne. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. Here's a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Eagles offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. A throw on the move is caught.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Now he takes off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage, tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing is Hurts. He'll take off again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
There he goes again.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Brought in by the tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy.
The ball comes out. The Jaguars have it.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball, because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit, and that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like, because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
Lawrence now to throw on 1st down. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
And now flags fly as a gain of about 4 could be negated. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. Not much there. Stopped short of the 20. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He runs with it. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. What do the coaches say? just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's Logan Cook now, and he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Gainwell. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
A run with Gainwell. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Here's Hurts. This one into the hands of Brown. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Returnable from the 17. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They put Strange in motion. Once again, it's Etienne. Tough to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that. 3rd and 6. Throwing is Lawrence. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he puts his head down, and he picks up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
1st down throw there is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Duvernay in motion. 2nd down, Lawrence. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They go play action for Lawrence. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
A fair catch signal and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Now Hurts. This is caught. It's the former Colt Paris Campbell. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick 1st down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That'll be complete to Gainwell.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
A pickup of 12 yards. Good for an Eagles first down. Here's Hurts. And off the deflection, it is taken in. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now we'll get a pause here, an injured player, and it's A.J. Brown who was hurt on that last play. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Man in motion is Smith. Hurts to the air on 1st down. Checking it down, this one is caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. So we are through 1 on Sunday Night Football. 0-0 is the score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. A pistol snap back to Hurts. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
That's another Eagles first down.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Infraction, defense. Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Now Gainwell. Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Hurts. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
Hines Allen gets him down, and finally he took that leap that many of us knew he was capable of taking. 17.5 sacks a year ago. That level of success, it appears to have carried over into this season.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. And this will be incomplete, but there's a flag back in the backfield where the quarterback is. They may have got him after he released the ball. They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. They'll run here with Gainwell. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's Gainwell. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Holding offense.
On the ground, Gainwell. Ooh.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Hurts gonna keep it on the option. Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short. No gain.
Well, nothing doing here, Mike. And the key to stopping that on defense is you have to get them before they have a chance to get going. And that's exactly what they're able to do here. No gain, force the 4th down.
They can still pick up a 1st down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. Well, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. They'll try to run this one in. And he will not get in from there. In fact, I think he was shoved backwards a little bit.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offense.
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Harris, Campbell, touchdown, Philadelphia. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Keelan Robinson to return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. As we check the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he is right up there among the best in the NFL. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And this will be a Jaguars first down. He's up to the 45-yard line.
Etienne is able to move the chains, and when you look at what he can do both in the run game and the passing game, you can see why the Jaguars invested a first-round pick in him just a few years ago. Over 1,000 rushing yards each of the last 2 seasons, but it's really the total scrimmage yards that really makes him stand out.
2nd down and 8. Here's Lawrence to throw. Now a screen set up for Etienne. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. 3rd down, 3 to go. Now here's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. They lead it here in the 2nd quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Man in motion is Brown. Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. Now he'll run it.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
A short throw taken in by Goddard. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. Hurts again. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
The Jaguars take over first and
Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. A 1st down throw for Lawrence. And that ball incomplete over the middle. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. And it'll bring up 2nd down. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Lawrence now on 2nd down. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Here's their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. To the outside, catch made by Brown. 11 yards for number 11, and a 1st down.
That's good for Eagles. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
To throw is Hurts. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To the air again, Hurts. That's caught left side by Goddard. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Man in motion is Brown. He'll take this forward, maybe 2-3 yards, but doesn't matter. We have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd, sidestepping his way. Nifty gain of 9 there. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Now Hurts, gonna call his own number. Crazy. It's a big play there on 3rd down, but there is a marker down, and that is not a good sign for the offense. Hurts looking to throw on first down. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Hurts. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
Third and 9. 2 minutes remain. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. On third down, here's Hurts. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down. You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Third down, here's Hurts out of the gun. He'll try and get there on the... Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity. This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They will start it on the ground to run that clock. And he is planted backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line. So we're at halftime here on Sunday Night Football. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers, strong in the victory as it pushes his guys back above the 500 mark on the year. From there, we stay in the Empire State as we head up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Josh Allen, strong in the win as his guys start the second half with a victory that moves them to 6-3 on the year. Finally, on Monday Night Football, Election Night Eve, the Super Bowl rematch from a few years back, Bucs and Chiefs from Arrowhead. The Eagles were led in the first half by their dynamic quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10.
Lawrence's pass, complete to Travis Etienne. Pushed out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Devin White, that time on the stop. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram.
Seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is, and he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch, and even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Foye Oluokun with the play. They'll stick with him again. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. 3rd down and 9. Hurts will work here from the pistol. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Jaguars offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a 2nd down. The carry here for Etienne. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. In the pistol, here's Lawrence. He's got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Etienne now on 1st and 10. A 1st down there on a gain of 12.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
This pass is caught by Thomas. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. On 2nd down, here's Etienne. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. First and goal, Jacksonville.
And now movement up front. This crowd is making it tough down deep in the red zone. Now it is 1st and goal. Lawrence.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now,
Powering forward. He's in. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Jaguars are on the board. It's now 14-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Britton Covey now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. A run with Gainwell. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing is Hurts. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Now a 3rd and 2. Now Gainwell. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 2 and gained 6.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
They'll run here with Gainwell. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Hurts. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. A gain there of 27 yards.
Mike, I can't tell you how many corner routes I caught throughout my career, and there's really an art to it. At the top of the break, you have to give the quarterback what they call an indicator step. That's your cut, where you set your angle, and then once that ball's out, go chase it down, and in this case, he's able to pick up the first down.
A first down throw for Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. And he's into the end zone. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. If you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. They'll do so with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. Can't fault the effort. He got out of a couple of tackles, but ultimately the defense gets him for a loss of yardage. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Duvernay in motion. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5. But it will keep the drive going.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
A pickup there of 25 yards. 1st down, Jacksonville.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. 2nd down, Lawrence. That's caught once again by Ingram. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. To throw is Lawrence. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. First carry for the Auburn alum, Tank Bigsby. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Hurts going to fire this one out to Smith. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. And before the snap, we have a whistle, and this could very well be a false start. On the ground, Gainwell. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
3rd and long for Hurts. And that is knocked away. Incomplete. Nice play defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Here comes the Eagles punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Jags offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Duvernay in motion. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He locates the open man. That's Christian Kirk. And that's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's 2nd and 2. Play action now. It's Lawrence. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, Mike, this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Lawrence now on 2nd down. He connects with Mims. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Lawrence. There's a short one taken by Ingram. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Mims sent in motion here. Throwing is Lawrence. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Lawrence now. Open man, that's Duvernay. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
1st down, Jacksonville.
Mims sent in motion here. On 1st down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. To throw is Lawrence. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
You can just see the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway. Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
So here we go. Big spot for the rookie. This to get back to a one-possession game. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. Hurts working in the pistol. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
1st and 10. Here's Gainwell. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Still first down.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Man in motion is Smith. He's trying to get around the corner, but he can't. He's going to be run down behind the line. Here's a 2nd and 6.
Brings up 2nd down at the 23-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. I mean, that defender just flat out drops.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jaguars offense, and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And a big strike for good yardage there, all the way up to midfield.
And a Jaguar first down.
A first down throw for Lawrence. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
That's his second catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
At the 32-yard line.
Now Lawrence. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Back to throw. Lawrence. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
For the return, here comes Britton Covey. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Eagles offense and their running back set to go once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. From the pistol, it's Gainwell. It's a pickup of about 3 to the 28-yard line. They face 2nd down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 4th down. They're all set to punt this one away. He'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll begin with a zone read. He makes one man miss, but stopped quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Here's 2nd and 9. Now here's Lawrence. Catch made right side by Thomas. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Time now becoming a factor as we get to third down. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this third down a lot tougher. So instead of third and short, it's now 3rd and 6. Here's Lawrence to throw. He's got his man. It's complete to Thomas. It's a pickup of 12. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
A gain of 12. First down, Jacksonville.
Here's Lawrence. Now a screen set up for Bigsby. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll drop to throw, and they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. To throw is Lawrence. Duvernay with the grab. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their second. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Lawrence. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. And it is second down and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Lawrence. To the right side here, pass is caught. And the Jags are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 3-yard line.
At the 3-yard line.
They'll run with Johnson. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal. And this will be a touchdown. They are within a 2-point conversion of coming back to tie this game.
What a finish there to get the touchdown, but of course the job's not done, and this is where the defense needs to regroup, Mike. It's one thing to give up the touchdown, but now you're still one stop away from being the hero. They got to dial in, get their best defense called, and somehow find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
Pivotal moment here for the Jaguars. They're going to go for 2. He'll swing that out wide, and he is going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion works, and we've got ourselves a tie game. We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. Covey now on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Eagles offense headed back to take over once more. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. A short throw taken in by Goddard. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. They'll come up now for second down. Here's Hurts. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down. Now Hurts. He's going to air this one out. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap. Another try, second and 10. Here we go. One final play. He's going to look downfield once again. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. So, overtime coming up, not a playoff game, so a quick reminder of the rules. Each team gets one possession unless the opening possession is a touchdown. Then it's game over. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts, and all replays come from upstairs. If the first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. On the return is Rodgers. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll begin with first and 10. Now he takes off. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. And in motion is Brown. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Now, a first throw here in overtime. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. That'll be complete to Gainwell.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. And he's into the end zone. That'll do it. They win it in OT. So it's a win here for the Eagles. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.